Hey everyone, Rob here. I'm back, and today I'm going to feature a video that's kind of my response to a video that had been circulating on YouTube over the past few weeks, and that is the greatest albums and CDs of the 21st century. Some YouTubers have featured their top 20, their top 25, their top 40. Well, I'm going to feature my favorite top 25 CDs of the 21st century, starting with the year 2000 and going to our current year 2025. Now, this has been probably one of my very most difficult videos to do because I got to tell you, there are so many wonderful CDs out there, and a lot of great ones just didn't make this list because I tried to narrow it down to 25. Also, I don't want to do deep dives today, so you're going to hear me go through these CDs relatively quickly because with 25 to share with you today, this video could easily wind up being an hour long, and that's too long, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try to make it as brief as possible to mention and list all of these CDs that are my favorites and then leave it at that. So also I want to mention too, this video is not about sound quality. Now, before that scares you off, every single CD on this list is at the very minimum audiophile quality, and some of them, in fact several of them on this list, have demonstration quality sound as well. But that's not what this video is about. It is about my ultimate favorite, emotionally favorite CDs of this century, and it has to be about the music, and the music comes first. So I wanted to kind of get that out of the way before we start today. Also, these are not in any certain order. The only order that I have going today is I'm going to put these in the order in which they were released. So the first CD that I start with today was released in the year 2000. The last one I feature today, my 25th one that I've got on my list, will be featured toward the most recent years. So anyway, with that said, I want to mention one more thing before we get started. At the end of this video, I want to mention a future video tweak that I want to share with you, and I'm just going to be very brief about it after I list all these 25 greatest CDs of the 21st century. So if you stay tuned at the very end, you'll hear that and get a little hint of what I'm going to feature on a future video. Okay, let's go ahead and get started today. This first band came out in 2000. They started in the early 1990s, and they were one of the most influential bands of the 1990s and early 2000s. Who am I talking about? Well, this is the Jayhawks. Smile. Now, as I said, this came out in 2000, and the Jayhawks, to me, this is probably without a doubt their greatest CD, and that's saying something because this is a very influential band. They got all kind of accolades all through the decade leading up to this release, and they deserved every single one of these. Every song on this, killer. Every track, it just has great song-to-song consistency, and this is a perfect CD in every way. So if you've not heard this Jayhawks Smile, do give it a listen because it's wonderful. All right, coming at number 2 on this list, this group came out in 2001 with this CD, and this is 07 Simple Things. Now, this group features Sophie Barker and Sia Furler and other vocalists on this CD. And how would I characterize this? Well, this is chill music. This is cool jazz. It's relaxing. It's laid back. This is just one of those CDs you put on when you want to chill just a little bit. This is where Sia got her start before she went solo, and this is a wonderful CD. Track to track consistency is as good as there is, and it is a perfect CD in every way. So if you've not heard this, do give it a listen, because 07 is a wonderful group. Now, this next artist I'm going to feature is one that some of you may not be familiar with. This is a UK band and UK artist. Who am I talking about? Well, this is Kosheen Resist. Now, the theme on this is about the environment. It's also about animal rights, animal protection, and it's just about the care and the love of the world we find ourselves living in. It is wonderful. It is great song-to-song consistency. Kosheen has a wonderful voice that really captures your attention and really is well suited to the songs she sings. So if you've never heard of this, do give it a try. Kosheen Resist, from the year 2001, UK band. Now, for anybody that is familiar with my channel, has watched several of my videos, and really knows me fairly well, this next artist is not going to surprise you at all. Who am I talking about? Well, this is Aimee Mann, Lost in Space. Now, this CD came out in 2002, and to me, this is one of the best that Aimee has done. Certainly one of her best in the 2000s. I just saw her in concert a few weeks back. She has been a favorite artist of mine, even going back to the late 1980s. And I think Aimee and I are either the same age or we're about a year apart. So I can definitely relate to her in that respect. She's a fabulous artist. She's a gifted singer-songwriter, and her lyrics are second to none. So if you are familiar with Aimee but have never heard this CD, do give it a listen, because this is a wonderful, wonderful CD. Aimee Mann, Lost in Space. Okay, now this next artist, I can't hold up the CD because I can't find it. I have it, but I've misplaced it. I've torn this place apart, looked high and low, have no idea where it's at, but one day I will find it, probably when I least expect it. The next artist, number 5 on this list, is one of my very favorite artists of all time, and that is Tori Amos, Scarlette's Walk. And this came out in 2002. Now, to me, I have loved and been a big fan of Tori Amos all the way since the early 1990s, and I've seen her in concert at least 3 times. She is a truly gifted piano player, classically trained on the piano, and the last concert that I saw her at, she had a piano on one side of her, she had keyboards on the other, she sat between them, and she was playing both piano and keyboards and singing at the same time. So if you are wondering about her talent, well, there you go. I think that probably says about as much as need to be said. But anyway, Tori is a wonderful artist. She is a gifted storyteller, and to me, this is her magnum opus, Scarlette's Walk. I think this is the best thing she ever did. Truly engaging, in-depth lyrics and heartfelt songs, all just rolled into one. So do give it a try if you've never heard it, because this is Tori Amos at the top of her game. Okay, the next one. This is coming in at number 6. Wait a minute. I've got some things mixed up. Number 6, I'm not going to be able to show you because for some reason I can't find it. But anyway, number 6 is Beck, Sea Change. And Beck has been an artist that's been around since the early 1990s. Some of his early stuff was very unusual, offbeat, kind of eclectic. But with Sea Change, to me, this is the best thing that Beck ever did. I think his songwriting was as good as anything he's ever done. And if you listen to this, if you've heard it before, you can definitely feel the heartache in many of the lyrics. And Beck was going through a breakup at this time, and that is reflected in his music. So do give it a try if you've never heard that from Beck, because Sea Change is fantastic and it has absolutely killer sound as well. So check it out when you can. Okay, the next one. This is an artist that I think has really evolved a lot since their beginning in the 1990s. They have been featured on a few soundtracks in the past, I'm sorry. But this one right here is when I think they really matured as a band, and certainly their lyrics are as good as anything the band ever did. Now, who am I talking about? Well, this is the Cardigans, Long Gone Before Daylight. Now, this one right here came out in the year 2003, and I think this features the Cardigans at the top of their game. Some of their early releases were good, but to me, they were not fully realized. They were still learning as musicians. This one right here, however, some of the lyrics on this, the songs, have truly heartfelt, poignant lyrics that really reel me in. So great song-to-song consistency on this one. One of the Cardigans' very best efforts I think they ever did. Okay, the next one we have, number 8 on this list. This artist, well, I have been familiar with them for a long time, and she's been around for over 2 decades. But a subscriber of mine had recommended this CD. I got it at his request, and boy, am I not sorry. This is fantastic, and this turned out to be a far greater CD than I would have ever imagined it to be. Who am I talking about? Well, this is Nelly Furtado, Folklore. Now, this one came out in 2003, and this was Nelly's second release. And her first release, I think she had 1 or 2 really big hits off of it. This one really did not have any big hits. I don't remember any of the songs on here really getting a lot of significant airplay. But I've got to tell you, I think this is the best thing that Nelly has ever done. The song-to-song consistency is stunning. And, you know, she was very young when this came out. I'm guessing she was probably in her early 20s. And remember, this has been over 20 years ago. So at that age, without a lot of life experiences, for Nelly to write powerful lyrics like this and songs with this kind of depth to them is really amazing. And that shows a very talented, very young artist really doing a marvelous effort on this CD. So if you're familiar with Nelly Furtado but have never heard Folklore, please do give this one a try, because wow, the more you listen to it, the better it gets. And with repeated listens, it just gets better and better and better. Okay, the next artist on here, number 9 on our list. This came out in 2003, and this artist was just beginning. And I think this might have been his first CD that he ever released. Who am I talking about? Well, this is Howie Day, Stop the World Now. Now, this also came out in the year 2003, and you'll notice that I've got a lot of releases clustered in the early 2000s. And I didn't plan it that way, but it just kind of worked out that way when I went through some of my very favorites of the 21st century. So I thought there was a lot of great things going on in the early decades of the 2000s. But anyway, Howie Day on this one, he really hit it out of the park with this. This is a perfect CD in every way, from beginning to end. There's no skippable tracks. There is an edginess to this. The lyrics are really sensational. There's great depth to them. And Howie Day just really shows his talent on song after song after song. So if you've not heard this, you owe yourself a listen to Howie Day Stop the World Now. Okay, now this next group is from the UK. Not only did it make my top 25 of the 21st century, this would also be one of those CDs I would list on my top, let's say 10 or 15 desert island favorites. If I had to grab 15 CDs, maybe 10 CDs, and go to a desert island, that's all I ever got a chance to listen to, this one would be one of them. Who am I talking about? Well, this is, whoops, wrong side. This is Stereophiles. You got to go there to come back. Now, this came out in 2003, number 10 on our list today. I wouldn't necessarily call this a perfect CD. The songs are good, but there's 2 or 3 on here that are okay, but not necessarily my favorites. However, the ones that are good are fantastic. And to me, if I would have been voting on record or CD of the year when this came out, this one would have been probably my top choice. It's that good. These songs have haunting lyrics. They really are mesmerizing. There is some pain and anguish in some of the lyrics, and it's mostly about breakups, possibly by a band member or the lead singer. And you genuinely feel the pain involved here, and it reels you in. There's great lyrics, there's great, just haunting melodies in this. So do give it a try because the Stereophiles deserve to get your attention. So this one is You Gotta Go There to Come Back. Check it out. Now, this next one was on, if you're familiar with Rick Beato, he listed the top 10 biggest selling albums / CDs of the 2000s, and this made that list. Who am I talking about? Well, this is Coldplay, X and Y. Kind of hard to read with the green lettering. Anyway, this is number 11 on our list, and this one came out in 2005. To me, this is Coldplay at the top of their game. This is their magnum opus. This is, to me, the greatest thing that Coldplay ever did. And Coldplay is a favorite band of mine. Their second release, their second CD was wonderful. This one, to me, is even better. Every song is just top-notch. It is a killer album from beginning to end. Song-to-song consistency is right up there. So do give it a try if you're not familiar with this, because I think it's the best thing that Coldplay ever did. And to me, it's their magnum opus. All right, now speaking of desert island favorites, not only did this one make my top 25 of the 21st century, this is also one of those 10 or 15 CDs that I would grab if I were going to a desert island. Who am I talking about? Well, this is one of my very favorite artists, Sheryl Crow, Wildflower. Now this one here is Sheryl Crow at the top of her game. This is her magnum opus. A few videos back, I had featured 2 Sheryl Crow releases on my favorite female vocalists of the 1990s. And 2 of Sheryl's albums made that list. As good as those were, this one I think is better. In fact, I would rank this as the very best thing that Sheryl Crow has ever done. And that is really saying something, because Sheryl Crow is one of my all-time favorite artists, and I think she's a truly gifted songwriter. And this is Sheryl Crow at the top of her game. This is Sheryl Crow's magnum opus. She had several hits off of this. There are no skippable tracks. This is a perfect CD in every way. And I just think that Sheryl hit it out of the park with this one. So if you've heard Sheryl Crow but not this one, you really do need to give Wildflower a listen. Okay, we're about halfway there. Number 13 on our list. This is an artist that, again, made my top, um, not only top 25 of the 21st century, this one would be one of my desert island favorites. And the more I listen to this, the better I like this CD, and it gets heavy, heavy rotation in my system. Who am I talking about? Well, this is Sufjan Stevens, Illinoise. Sufjan is a wonderful artist. He's done many great things. To me, this is his magnum opus. This is the best thing he's ever released. And I've got to tell you that there are very unconventional arrangements on this. It is unusual, but in a great, great way. And he uses choral groups for background singers, and it just works. And the harmonies on this, the depth of the songwriting is just impeccable. So if you're familiar with Sufjan but have never heard this, do give it a try because Illinoise is his magnum opus and deserves your full attention. Okay, this is another group coming in at number 14 on our list. This is Gomez, How We Operate. Now, this came out in 2006, and to me, best thing that Gomez has ever done. And when I heard this from the very first listen, I was hooked. And it's got great hooks, it's got great lyrics, it's got wonderful hummable melodies, and it's one of those CDs you can just tap your foot to. And it is really Gomez at the top of their game and playing with really, really great vigor. So if you've not heard this, give it a try because this is one of my top 25 favorites from the 2000s. Okay, this next group, these are really kind of flying below the radar with a lot of music lovers and audiophiles. Who am I talking about? Well, this is 8mm Songs to Love and Die By. Now, their vocalist on here is a female artist, and she is absolutely stunning. She has got this wonderful, angelic, mesmerizing voice that just reels you in, and every song on this is absolutely stunning. Great lyrics, haunting lyrics, wonderful melodies, and it's got this kind of cool vibe to it. Again, kind of like it's a pop, it's a little bit of cool jazz, and it's just chill music, and it is absolutely wonderful. So if you're not familiar with 8mm Songs to Love and Die By, do give it a listen because it is wonderful. Okay, this next artist, this was her debut album, and she had the great fortune of having Doug Sax do her mastering. Who am I talking about? Well, this is Colbie Caillat, Coco. This is a wonderful, especially a debut album that really is far head and tails above a lot of debut albums out there. And Coco's wonderful songwriting, her singing, it's just peaceful, it's happy. There is one song on here, Battle, that really has haunting and really deep introspective lyrics, and it's fabulous. Most of the rest of her other songs are just buoyant. They're happy music. They just kind of this lilting quality to them that really puts a smile on your face. But don't let that fool you. This is a wonderful CD, and every song on this is great, and there are no skippable tracks. So do give Colbie Caillat, Coco a listen because it's a wonderful CD. Okay, this next group, again, not only did it make my top 25 of the 21st century, this one is a desert island favorite of mine. Who am I talking about? Well, this is One Eskimo, self-titled. Now, this came out in 2008, and to me, this is one of my very favorite CDs of all time. It would definitely be one of them I would grab if I had to go to that desert island favorite and just listen to about 10 or 15 songs or 10 or 15 CDs. This one right here, it is haunting. It is very highly atmospheric music, mostly synth based. And these guys know how to write deep, powerful lyrics. And their big hit on this was Candy. And honestly, as much as I like that song, it's one of my least favorite on here. They have some other songs on here that just are absolutely fantastic. Um, One of my very favorites is Given Up, UFO, and Amazing. Those tracks, and I have featured this on another previous video, so if you remember that video, you'll know what I said about this, because this is a fantastic CD and really should be listened to by more people because it's that good. All right, this next group, number 18 on our list, this came out in 2008. Who am I talking about? This is Mogwai, The Hawk is Howling. Now, this is a Scottish, kind of a post-rock band, and it is all purely instrumental. It's the only instrumental that made this top 25 list for me, and I got to tell you, this is a fantastic CD. As soon as I discovered it, from the very first listen, it reeled me in, and this has been on heavy rotation in my system ever since I had it. And every song is just wonderful. The instrumental textures, the guitars, the drums, everything is just sensational on this. And even for those of you that may not be super into instrumentals, do give this a try, because a lot of people have this on their greatest list of music of all time. And I do believe Rolling Stone was one of those too. So Mogwai, The Hawk is Howling. This is a fabulous release. Okay, the next artist that we have, this one came out in 2009, was a smash hit. She won, I don't know how many Grammys for this. And this is a genre that's not necessarily one of my favorites, but I do like it. And to me, this is the greatest thing this artist has ever done. Who am I talking about? Well, this is Lady Gaga, the Fame Monster. Now, to me, this is the best thing that Lady Gaga ever did. I think she was tailor-made for kind of club music, for dance music, and that's basically what this is. You could say there's a couple, 2 or 3 songs on here that might be kind of, sort of ballads set to dance, but that's Lady Gaga's wheelhouse, and she nailed it. This whole CD, and this is a 2 CD set, every song is wonderful. And they're those that just have these danceable tracks that really, I mean, you couldn't have gone to a club in 2008, 9, or 10 without hearing some of these songs being played. And to me, this is the best thing that Lady Gaga ever did, including what she's been releasing today. Also, for you audiophiles out there, this thing has stunning sound quality, demo quality all the way. So I know that sometimes Lady Gaga is kind of a controversial artist, but do give her a chance, because this is a wonderful, wonderful CD. Okay, we're winding them down. This is number 20 on our list, and this was an artist I discovered thanks to Old Guy Hi-Fi on YouTube. He had listed this as one of the CDs that he demoed some equipment that he was reviewing. And from the first moment I listened to this, I'm like, how did I miss this? Where have I been since this was released? Now, who am I talking about? This is ZZ Ward, Till the Casket Drops. Holy cow. This came out in 2012. This is killer. And it's upbeat. There are a mixture of genres and styles going on here, but ZZ has got this voice projection. She reminds me a lot of, let's say, Shirley Bassey, maybe singing Goldfinger back in the 60s, or somebody that can really belt out tunes. ZZ Ward has got it. And she's got a fabulous voice. It's husky. It's got some real energy behind it. And these are all just killer tracks. All of them are upbeat. And I swear, I have no idea why she is not a bigger artist than she is, because this is wonderful stuff. So do give it a listen if you've never heard of ZZ Ward. Okay, this next group is fronted by a singer that is nothing short of sensational. Who am I talking about? This is London Grammar, If You Wait. And this came out in 2013. This group is fronted by a singer that is one of the greatest voices of our modern era. She has got this kind of an angelic tonality to her voice that reels you in. It's captivating, truly captivating. And she can sing with the best of them. It's just one of those voices that once you've heard her, it sticks with you and you never forget it. This is a fabulous group, and I think this was their first release, and oh my, is it wonderful. And by the way, anything that has London Grammar on it, just get it. It's all fantastic. So do check it out, because this group is worth your attention. Okay, this next one coming in at 22 on our list. This one came out in 2015, and this is of Monsters and Men, and this is Beneath the Skin. Now, this group is fantastic. They're a Nordic group, and they've got super wonderful harmonies on here. There are both male and female vocals featured, and more than that, it's their lyrics. The lyrical depth on this is really incredible and would be fully the equal of just about anything else on my list that I'm featuring today. They have got these powerful songs with deep, haunting lyrics that just stay with you. And that really, even after the CD has stopped playing, they stay with you, because they're that powerful, they're that attention-getting, and they really, really are wonderful stuff. So, of Monsters and Men, Beneath the Skin, this is a wonderful release. Okay, I could not get this list completed without at least having one prog CD on this list. And this is one of my very favorite prog groups of all time, at least the modern prog. Who am I talking about? Well, this is Riverside, Love, Fear, and the Time Machine. This came out in 2015, and this is a Polish group. And like I said, they are progressive rock. And oh my, there's some fantastic songwriting going on here. Wonderful musicianship. Like a lot of prog groups, they go off on these riffs. They go off on these like improvs, and then they reel it back in, and it's just mesmerizing. The depth of the lyrics, though, and the sort of spirituality that's woven into a lot of their songs is absolutely stunning. So if you're not familiar with this group and you like prog music, do give it a try, because they truly deserve your special attention. Riverside. Okay, winding them down. We got two groups to go. This is number 24 on our list. This is one of my favorite groups of the 2000s. And I think this is a very underrated group, certainly. And they get heavy, heavy rotation in my system. Who am I talking about? This is the Black Keys, Let's Rock. Now, I had to have at least one good hard rocker on here, and boy, this one is that. This was featured in one of my earlier videos, and these guys, there are 2 members to this band, and the way that they release their songs, the way they're produced, they sound like they've got 5 or 6 band members. The drums, the guitars are fantastic. The lyrics are fantastic. They've got these hummable melodies, and just lyrically are very powerful. So if you've not heard the Black Keys, or maybe you've heard some of their other releases but not this one, this is a rocker. And believe me, you need to put this one on your list. Great, great stuff. Okay, last one, number 25 on my top 25 list of the 21st century. Also, if you watched my very first video on YouTube back in December of last year, this was the top artist, the very best release, in my estimation, of 2024. Who am I talking about? Well, this is Kacey Musgraves' Deeper Well. On her previous release, Kacey won a Grammy, at least one. I think this is way better than that album. To me, this is Kacey Musgraves' magnum opus. The depth of her songwriting on this, the lyrical quality that she has written here, for an artist her age, her talent, you can definitely tell the growth in her as an artist, as a songwriter. And of course, the song Cardinal that she wrote about the loss of John Caillat, we can all relate to that because we've all lost somebody in our lives that we truly care about. And that song is powerful. But every other song on this CD is just as good. It's that good. No skippable tracks, perfect CD in every way from beginning to end. So Kacey Musgraves on this one, she has kind of evolved, not really the country artist that she was once known for. She's more pop oriented on this, maybe a little slice of Americana in there, but primarily pop. So do give this a listen if you've not heard it, because this is Kacey Musgraves at the top of her game. As far as I'm concerned, this is her magnum opus, Deeper Well. All right, folks, that's it for today. I made it. This video is a little longer than usual because normally I list 5 to 7 CDs. Had 25 today. And I do apologize for going a little fast through these, but with this many releases, I didn't want this video to be an hour long. So thanks for all of you for watching, for listening and tuning in. I greatly appreciate your support. And if you did like what you saw or what you heard today, please do give me a like and subscribe, because that really helps my channel to grow. All right, now one final thing before I go today. My next video, I'm going to be bringing to you not one, but 2 tweaks. And there's going to be some things and changes in my system that have made really a quite dramatic difference in sound quality. And no, I'm not talking about these fantastic new speakers, these Philharmonic BMR towers. These are wonderful, but after I got the BMRs, I've done a couple of other tweaks. Oh my gosh, I keep telling myself, how much better can my system get? Well, apparently quite a bit better. But anyway, that's it for today. Do stay tuned to my next video. And for all of you out there, until next time, happy music listening. Thank you.